Welcome back to S&K On The Road. I'm Kathy and this is Shawn, and we're going to continue with part 2 of our introductory video for this new YouTube channel where we talk about how we got into camping life, RV life, and just some of our adventures, some of our learnings, some of our mistakes, and those kinds of things. So Shawn, what do you want to start off with? I know you have a list.
Well, I really wanted to start. We started with the uh camper, like our first camper, right? And so we wanted to give some lessons learned from our first camper.
Yeah.
Uh Number one, we already said in part one it was small and we had all the problems with weather and the other part of weather for us particularly. So we're not kind of people that go in the pool and all that other stuff is heat. So when it was warm out, we were also kind of stuck in the camper. Um, and we really learned to love, from the first camper, we learned to love spring and fall camping.
Yes.
Uh, we found, as a couple, empty nesters, we love kids, we love our grandkids, but other people's kids are not our jam. So spring and fall, the kids tend to be in school. There's a more open spots to be had, and we found that was like our little niche there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
To be spring and fall.
Yeah, and we did realize that more, I think, in the past this past year, this past summer. I think last summer we did some summer camping and it was just hot. We're here in Pennsylvania, and in the summertime, 90-degree weather, almost 100-degree weather. It's just too hot to be outside, and we're not pool people. We typically camp in the mountains or more rural areas. We're not beach people. So definitely we have learned since 2021 that spring and fall is our jam.
Yeah, yeah, we enjoy it. We're here right now. It's September of 25 right now, and the leaves here behind us are just starting to change here in the lower part of the Poconos. So we're in the cusp of the Poconos, I guess you would say it
Yeah.
would be.
Hmm.
So yeah, I mean, that's our jam. This is our prime time here.
Yes, in fact, we're staying here at the place that we stayed at. I think our second, so our maiden voyage, we stayed at this one little park just to get break in the camper and get a feel for it. And then we came actually to the campground we're in now, which is Don Lane in Palmerton, and it is just beautiful. I'll put up some pictures of Don Lane. In fact, our I think in our last video, I used a picture from where our first camp, our first camping experience, and it's just amazing seeing all the leaves change on the trees.
Yeah. Yep. So that was one of the lessons we learned, timing. Um, Another lesson we learned is don't buy too much too soon. So we dove right in. Like I said, I watched a lot of YouTube. Oh, we can do this, we can do that. I could put a big old AGM battery in it and we can maximize the solar. And then we went park camping all the time and really didn't utilize that stuff. We didn't do any boondocking. I mean, someday I'd like to do some boondocking, but we really didn't do a lot of that. So, um, other things we maybe went ahead and did extras on. I can't think of anything right off. Can you think?
Well, I mean, from a woman's point of view, us watching all the videos, we love to shop. Women love to shop, and we went to IKEA. IKEA is an amazing place to buy containers and those kinds of things. But I
Storage.
learned I have a stack of containers at home in our house that we just haven't used here. So I learned really quickly, just like with buying a home and everything, you kind of got to work it. Work your trailer, see what you're going to need, see where you're going to put things. I can't tell you how many times I moved things around. This poor guy was like, where's this? Where's that? Because I was constantly adjusting things. So it takes a while. Don't waste your money on buying things that you probably might not use. I mean, Dollar Tree items, Dollar Tree, so they're cheap. Not a big waste, but yeah, don't go crazy with the buying right off the bat.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Um, just packing, right? Uh, we used to pack it all, right? Everything from we pre-buy all the food. Uh, hello, there's tends to be grocery stores wherever we go.
Dollar Generals everywhere.
So yeah, and like even for we're going up here for a weekend. You load the generator and all the we have full hookups coming, but we put the pooper tank in there. And no, no, I don't do that stuff anymore. We're camping, and if we get there, we get there. Right.
So another camper came over to visit, so we had to take a quick break, but we're back now to continue with this. Shawn, what was it that you wanted to talk about next?
I really wanted to say, finish that discussion on our first camper,
Okay.
our Rockwood. Um, there's there was definitely advantages of that trailer. It was smaller, more maneuverable, fit in more sites, those kind of things. And as we discussed in the last, there was less room inside. Um, but it had as a better quality camper, it had more features that were, so I call it standard, right? So that had an inverter in it already, and the axles were the next level up for travel and things where, like this camper has some of the basics. It has the basic spring suspension, no fancy brakes on the wheels or anything like that. Um, so we did like that. It was just mainly our lessons learned around it where it's small. There were some mods we did right away that carry over, like um, on our exit door for the dogs. There's a screen down at the dogs level, and we put a little panel that I bought at Lowe's and cut the size. You just slip it in there, pop it in there. It was real easy, things like that. The other thing we learned was about internet, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's the modern era, and although we're older, we tend to use the internet a lot.
A lot. Watched lots of YouTubes.
So we went through gyrations there, especially 4 years ago when we started this, or 4 years ago. Um, Campgrounds would say they have Wi-Fi. Yeah, no. I was spoiled with the hotels. Go to hotel Wi-Fi, it was good. Not so with campgrounds. Never depend on a campground Wi-Fi unless you've heard somebody that's been there that's used it. The campground we're sitting in right now was one of them that was like, yeah, we have Wi-Fi if you're close to the office, but it was nothing, right? So we went through our gyrations of getting Wi-Fi. We ended up with cellular hotspot that I got from an organization called Calic. Um, it's done us really well. Now, though, the same campground we're at 4 years later, and they have Wi-Fi, and we're using it. So yeah, but don't count on Wi-Fi from there. People are Starlink. We haven't gone down that road. I can't give you, there's a million videos out there, Starlink and camping. And there's all these new products out there that are out there saying, hey, we got a box that'll connect you to the latest. But Wi-Fi and things like that, that was a big lessons learned from our first camper that we realized we were not aware of when we started this whole thing.
Yeah, and also, it is so neat when you walk around and you talk with people. Everybody's usually really friendly, and if you see someone with a Starlink, you can stop and ask them about it or what what other people do for internet and even cable or whatever. Some people have dishes. And that's the beauty of camping and going to these campgrounds because everybody is just so willing to share the information of what works. And pretty much you got to find your own thing. Everybody's different of what they do. Some people are totally against having to, rely on internet. We do, with YouTube and watching YouTubes, doing our normal evening routine, the shows we watch, we rely on it. So Yeah, there's no shame in going around and asking people. People love to share their information, just like we do.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean somebody who's trying to get away and disconnect, this may be all you need.
Yeah.
Right? That may be it. And that's good. I my internet usage goes down when I camp. I tend to be by the campfire and I won't pick up my phone. I might not even know where it is. But uh that was the situation last night. So um yeah, it all depends on you and what you want to do. And if you have a preference or an idea for that, just go ahead and leave it in the comments.
Yeah.
People like Kat said, people are always willing to share. Somebody may say this works great. Somebody says that works great. It's a wide open world out there for internet and campers.
And what we do too, what we've done in the past, I think we had Verizon before. Verizon has always worked well for us because he found out when he was working and traveling a lot and going to all these different remote areas, Verizon was always the most reliable. And now that he is working remotely from home, we did switch to T-Mobile and it has been working out. But we do have three phones, even though I have a cell phone, he has a cell phone, but we have an extra phone just in case we need to use that as a hotspot. And then I forget what it's called when you start using up too much data on a line or whatever.
Yeah, although like your phone may say, "Oh, it's unlimited data," a lot of times it's not unlimited hotspot.
True.
So I think we have 20 some megawatts of hotspot data, which I think I read somewhere the average family uses 300 uh, megabytes. Is it? I forget if it's megabytes of data on a month on average. So yeah, it might get you through one weekend of the month. But they said if you're looking to disconnect, then that may be all you need.
But I think at one point too, I think what the point I was trying to make before was, I think our other device was AT&T and we had Verizon. That way,
Oh yeah.
depending on where you are, that you might be closer to an AT&T tower or something. But we just found out, I don't know, things have just gotten a lot better. And since we started using the Kalic or whatever it's called, that seemed to work well for us. I think going forward, we're going to look at something different. So stay tuned
Yeah.
for that.
That was based on, it still is, we still have it. That's based on T-Mobile. And once T-Mobile bought Sprint, it really expanded their network of towers.
Yes.
So they've gotten significantly better. They're kind of kicking butt.
But we already started going down a whole other rabbit hole with talking about the internet. So we don't want our videos to be too long. We don't want to lose anybody because our videos are really long. So we're going to wind up stopping this one for now. And we're going to pick up with another one later on. And we're going to go into what are some of the topics we're going to go into in our next video.
What smaller trailer versus a larger trailer. Things like, again, we'll talk about the internet again, trailer maintenance, some of the basic tasks you do around a trailer. There's, I kind of enjoy that it gives me those extra tasks, especially heading into retirement. But yeah, those are some of the topics, and just in general, we're campgrounds. What we like in a campground, it might not be what you like, but what we like in a campground, and the variety out there,
Right.
and maybe a campground review here and there. So
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that sounds good. It's a good plan for the next one. So I hope you like this one. And yes, we do look forward to any comments, any feedback, what works for you. We'd love to have a conversation about that as well. We hope you continue to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can see when we put up another video. We're loving this so far, and we're looking forward to just spilling out everything, all the knowledge we've gained in these past 4 years. Yeah. 4 years.
5.
Yeah. Since we started this adventure. So as always, we hope that you have a wonderful day and
God bless.